Yes, that is Mama.
Mama.
Yes, Mama's still in the picture.
Mama.
Good morning, all. Welcome to a morning yap. I do have a chatty kiddo this morning, so we may hear from them, which is a beautiful thing. I have not been on here all week, which I'm going to make a reel for IG about. So if you're not over on IG, but you're on Substack or wherever you're listening to this podcast, go over to IG because that is where I make more of like my day in the life content. It's where I do the update posts, etc., etc. Anyway, last night I watched, and I have been watching The Pit. Now, the reason that I started watching The Pit is because the main character, Dr. Robbie, used to be on ER literally 30 years ago, and he was like one of my favorite doctors, Dr. Carter, and his name is Noah Wiley, and I have long loved him. And anyway, you have to go potty? Okay, hold on. So I think The Pit is geared towards, in the way that Grey's Anatomy is like geared towards the relationship, The Pit is more geared towards like, what does the ER actually look like? Which, like, there were crazy things that happened on ER, but it was, more like, what happens. So anyway, spoilers ahead for those of you that are still needing to catch up on Thursday, March 19th's episode. It is Friday, March 20th today. And anyway, it was an episode that had ice in it. And one of the things that so I have a couple things this morning. So one of the things that I liked the way they portrayed ice was that, like, it's not just that they're bringing in a detainee to the hospital. It's not just that they are detaining people off the streets. It's about how much it disrupts the workplaces that they enter, and therefore the economy, and therefore people getting help, right? So anywhere that is immigrant owned or, majority immigrant run, or just has immigrants at all, when ICE comes, all of those people get out of the way, right? All the brown people, all the black people, like, are at risk, right? Every patient is at risk, And that part of the episode and the portrayal, I feel like gets lost in media translation. When we're talking about ICE, is that, like, it really, yes, we center the story on the detainee, and we are filming what's happening and that kind of thing. It is also about, like, what has happened in Minnesota over the last 3 months is just essentially like this entire disruption of life, right? And I was thinking this morning, because I can't, first of all, the way that the episode ended is crazy and had nothing to do with ICE, but it was crazy and scary, and I can't wait for next week because I need to find out what happened. And it's been a long time since I've had a show like that, by the way. So anyway, what I was thinking about this morning when I woke up is that very sensation of, like, and I saw somebody talking about it on TikTok this morning too, of, like, when you go somewhere, like, you just never quite know, like, if you're going to run into ICE, number one, if you, here, let's pull these up if we're done going potty. If you are going to, run into a police officer, and, like, that, it's like the, what is that? Like, the suspense of what's going to happen. And I realized this morning that, like, in Minnesota, and maybe this is not true for all people. Yeah, this is eyes. We'll do your eyes next, okay? Let mommy do mommy's eyes, and then we'll do your eyes. Okay? Yeah, eyes. And so it's just this feeling of, like, you're never quite safe and you never quite stop holding your breath, right? Like, and I was reflecting this morning and just realizing that, like, I really have never had that. Like, I've never, because I've been so involved in activism. I am biracial. Like, there is so many times that Piper, hang on. There are so many times in my life that I remember where, here you go, baby, here. There are so many times in my life. Yeah, so pretty. that I remember holding my breath and waiting for the next bad thing and waiting for the next black or brown murder and waiting for like these things that are just impossible. And you just, face, cheeks. You know, and that sense of like, you just don't know what's going on, but you just can't relax. And that was really highlighted in the episode last night. And I just feel like that's such an accurate portrayal of where Minnesota is sitting, and anywhere that has been heavily affected by ICE or heavily affected by state-sanctioned murders and heavily affected by racial profiling and just, you know, on and on and on. And so I was thinking about that this morning. I was like, you know, like for real, like at least in my estimation, Minnesotans have been in this since Philando Castile and before, right? Like circa the last 10 years has been really intensely like when and where and how is it going to happen next, with this known that it's happening next, right? Like that there is something that is coming that is going to be horrible. And what kind of life is that? Right? So anyway, if you watch The Pit, let me know. Give me some comments. Let's talk about it. I am talking about it on Threads. Although I got called the R word this morning. Anyway, whatever. So, abolish ICE. Make good trouble, do good work. Ceasefire now in our hearts and in our minds, and the world over. Joy is our revolution. And I will see you all next time. Toodles.